Good evening, I'm Jonathan Shannon, and welcome to the Citizen Report. Here are the top stories in your headlines first. Last week, Russia intercepted an Ukrainian ship that entered the waters controlled by Russia of the Azov Sea. Dramatic pictures show the Russian ship as it rammed into an Ukrainian vessel.
Зажимай, давай, молодец. Дави его справа. Лево!
The Ukrainian parliament voted to start martial law in parts of Ukraine. Embattled Ukrainian President Poroshenko says they will only use martial law under certain circumstances. There were reports that Russia intercepted a ship containing what was reported to be a nuclear mine that was heading towards the Crimean Bridge, a critical connector route from mainland Russia and the Crimean Peninsula. These reports, made by an anonymous intelligence source, has, as of yet, not been verified. As of broadcast time, it appears that the tensions between the two countries have subsided for the time being. In France, police officers removed their helmets to show solidarity with the French people, many of whom are protesting the policies of current French President Emmanuel Macron. Macron has been sharply criticized for his pro-globalist and pro-European Union stance. He is also under fire for his comments against nationalism. SGT report had this to say on the protests.
Q Post 2533 linking to this powerful scene in Paris where French police officers removed their helmets to show solidarity with the French people against New World Order globalist Rothschild puppet and President Emmanuel Macron, as anti-Macron protests continue throughout France. And Q writes, nothing can stop what is coming. Nothing. History books. And I was pleased to see this tweet, which hits the nail on the head. Don't be fooled. They're protesting over immigration and globalism, not gas prices.
In another video, people could be heard chanting, "We want Trump." According to Reuters, Macron now only has a 23% approval rating. Meanwhile, reports have resurfaced that the U.S. Department of Justice may in fact be investigating Hillary Clinton. According to AmericanThinker.com, a Boeing 757 registered with the U.S. Department of Justice was spotted at an airport in Little Rock, Arkansas. According to the report, what appeared to be evidence boxes were loaded onto the airplane. Although reports originally surfaced in August of 2018, more details are only now more forthcoming. The report suggests that a new phase of investigation into the Clinton Foundation is currently underway. And the United States Postal Service will be raising the cost of a postage stamp from 50 cents to 55 cents. The changes will go into effect in January 2019. This is the single largest increase in 2 decades.
This is the Citizen Report with Jonathan Shannon.
Good evening once again. Depending on the route you take to get to and from Charlotte, you might have noticed that there's now a new option, but it comes with a catch. Here's this report now from Union County, North Carolina. Charlotte area drivers may notice a new option for their commute depending on which route drivers take. On Tuesday, November 27th, the Monroe Expressway opened to drivers. The new road is meant to serve as an alternative to driving through the Greater Indian Trail and Monroe areas. However, drivers will have to fork over money every time they use the road. Unlike traditional toll roads, which required you to stop at a toll booth and pay in cash, this toll road is all electronic, which allows you to keep moving without ever having to stop. It involves toll gantries like this one that takes a picture of your license plate as you pass under it. If you have a transponder, it will deduct the amount from the account attached to it, or if you don't have a transponder, it will send you a bill in the mail to the owner of that car based on that license plate number. We drove on both the new Monroe Expressway as well as US 74 through Monroe. The toll road clocked in at about 18 minutes and 9 seconds to travel from end to end. US 74 through Monroe clocked in at about 25 minutes and 30 seconds. The cost for toll by plate is just over $3 for an average car traveling from end to end. Toll by plate is the option that sends the driver a bill in the mail. The bill includes a picture of the car as it drove under the toll gantry, as well as the monetary amount due. Electronic tolling is already in place in other states, including some toll roads in Florida, as well as one other toll road in the Raleigh-Durham area. It remains to be seen if the Monroe Expressway will succeed in accomplishing what the government set out to achieve. Jonathan Shannon, The Citizen Report. Now, if you live in the Charlotte area and you want to experience this road for yourself, you certainly can. Assuming you live in, somewhere west of the Catawba River or in the Gaston County area, you can certainly get over to that point. It's a bit of a drive from here, but you certainly can make it there. You want to take Interstate 85 northbound. Of course, in the Charlotte area, it's practically eastbound. You want to take it, though, into Mecklenburg County, and at the western interchange with the 485, you want to take that and go southbound and go around, all the way around past I-77, staying on 485, until you get to about the Matthews area, relatively speaking at least. And at that point, you reach the interchange with US 74 there. And you want to take the exit there and go eastbound. You'll follow the signs that tell you this is the way to Monroe, and you want to follow those signs. And at that point, you want to then, once you merge on, you want to, just as soon as you do so, you want to safely merge all the way over to the left lane. You'll have just a bit of time and distance to do so, but not much. And you want to merge all the way over to the left lane. There'll be a nice big sign for you there that says, this is the exit for, it'll show you, it'll tell you that this lane is for the toll by plate, the 74 bypass, and you can take that, use that lane to get on the road I was just showing you or describing you in my report. But once you get on that road, you'll notice that pretty much it looks like your typical expressway. Of course, there's a couple of subtle differences. The main one being that you have to pass under a toll gantry, which you can do so at regular speed. You don't even have to slow down for it. And when you pass under it, even at full speed, it's able to use a high-speed camera. It detects that you're passing under it, and then it'll snap a picture of your license plate. And if you don't have a transponder, which I believe is available from the NC Quick Pass, I believe it's what it's called. If you don't have that transponder, you'll have to, they'll send you a bill in the mail where, of course, you have to pay the bill for it. And that's a pretty exciting thing to deal with. But, that's one of those things that that if you use that kind of road, that unfortunately is just a fact of life you'll have to deal with. And of course, this is the first, I believe that this is the very first toll road to actually be in operation in the Charlotte area. There's another one, of course, in the Raleigh-Durham area, but this is the first one for Charlotte proper, or the area of Charlotte. Of course, we got the I-77 express lanes coming up or opening soon, and we'll just have to wait and see how that's received by the public. And of course, it's already pretty controversial, and dare I say, rightly so. Because of the design issues and among other things. But we'll just have to wait and see what happens. I've heard toll roads in other areas have a lot of issues, and people there aren't really happy. I think of one in particular in Texas where people have this, have this thing about not liking the toll road there, and I think I can understand why, because why would you want to pay to travel on a public right of way? But it's one of those things that, it's one of those things you have to deal with in life, and we'll just have to wait and see what happens. But I've been talking about this pretty cut and dry subject for a while now, but I want to switch gears and talk a little bit about America with you in general. If you notice in most of my podcasts this semester, you might have noticed that I really try to talk with you a lot about America in general. just kind of want to bring it all together and all to a close in the best way I know how, is to talk about and rewind in time to the colonial times, where our founding fathers, or actually before that, where people were starting to come over here to this brand new world, and how they were living in Great Britain, and people really don't stop to think, why did these people give up what they had there in Great Britain to come over here? Well, it wasn't like that people just woke up one day and say, hey, let's go on a cruise, let's go to this new world. I mean, that's not what they did. They had a particular reason for doing so, and quite a serious one at that. And the major reason that they did so, they came over here, of course, there were opportunities that they were coming here for. There was, they could search for natural resources and stuff of that nature. But a very major driving component to all of this is that of religious freedom. People wanted to come over here to freely practice their Christian faith. And I know some of you are probably rolling your eyes by now thinking, oh boy, what is he talking about here? But I just, the thing is that, in order to understand and truly appreciate this country, you have to first understand why this country was founded. And I've already talked about with you in some length, but the thing is that when our country was founded, and of course before that we were actually still technically part of Great Britain by extension of being colonies to them, but when we were founded as a country, our founding fathers, I'm not a real big fan of HBO. And I know that's kind of a shocker to some people, or could be. But I have to say, I really like their HBO series, John Adams. And if you haven't watched it, I wouldn't let young children watch it, but anything, if you're above a teenager, if you're got some maturity, at that point, I would highly recommend watching it, because people need to understand, and I think that it just pretty captures it quite well, showing how founding fathers, as they went through this struggle, and particularly from the perspective of our second president, who would become our second president after George Washington, John Adams. But the fascinating thing about it was that there was a scene in there where our founding fathers were sitting in Independence Hall, and they were taking a roll call for states to found this new country, this new union, these United States of America. And they were taking a roll call, and they were like, North Carolina votes yes. Georgia votes yes. Virginia votes yes, and so on and so on. All 13 colonies were given a roll call. But the look on these guys' faces as they were in the very moments of giving birth to this new country, and you would think that they were just so jubilant and excited. It's like, yes, now we're going to stick it to them really hard, stick it to Great Britain. But actually, they were actually quite, I cannot believe this, but pretty somber. And once you understand, begin to study what was going on at the time, you really begin to understand just how justified they were. Because yes, they founded this new country, but the problem was that now they were going to have to defend it against Great Britain. And of course, we succeeded. Our country was able to keep its sovereignty ultimately. And look what it's turned into today. I mean, I cannot even imagine what our founding fathers must, they'd probably be baffled to see how well developed our country is. And I just want you to understand, our country may not be perfect. I'm not, no country on earth, in this world, in this universe, there is no such thing as a perfect country in this life, in this world. But our country is truly unique in that we have the freedom to express our Christian faith, and we have the freedom of speech, we have the freedom of the press, and we have the Fourth Amendment, the Fifth Amendment, and all the others. And you just begin to take stock, and you just think, wow, what an awesome country to be in. How you have the guarantee, not guarantee that you will succeed, but the guarantee of opportunity that if you work hard and you give it your best each and every day, you're going to make a name for yourself. You're going to succeed somehow in this country, I believe, if you have it that good attitude and good mindset and good work ethic. And I just wanted to leave you finally with a quote by Benjamin Franklin. He was asked by a woman, basically, I forget the words exactly, but it was something to the effect of, what kind of government have you given us, a republic or a monarchy? And his response was something like, a republic, madam, if you can keep it. Now, I want you to notice that quote, a republic, madam, if you can keep it. That last part in particular, if you can keep it. That means that every generation has a responsibility of preserving this country for the next generation and all the generations that follow. And our generation, you and me, have this opportunity, this very blessed opportunity, but a responsibility to protect and preserve our country and preserve the rights that are confirmed in the Bill of Rights, that are confirmed in the Constitution. And just preserve the right and ability to be self-governed people. And I think that if my generation begins to understand just truly, yes, not perfect, but just truly how unique this country is, I think we'll be well on our way to successfully securing our rights and securing this country for future generations. So, well, that's about the end of our time here. Really appreciate you joining me here on the Citizen Report each and every episode. This is my last show here at Gaston College. This is the last Citizen Report here on the Gaston Spotlight Channel. I'm moving on to pastures new, but thank you for tuning in as always, and I hope that you will succeed in life, and I hope that you'll just have a wonderful life ahead in this great vast country that we live in. And I hope that if you know me personally, that we'll keep in touch, and if you don't know me personally, well, just follow me on YouTube, follow me on Instagram. If I join other platforms in the future, follow me there as well. And but thank you for tuning in to the Citizen Report each and every time. And that is the end of our show. And I just want one more time, thank you for tuning in. I gratefully and humbly appreciate all of you tuning in. And lights out here for the Citizen Report here on the Gaston Spotlight Channel. And thank you for tuning in. And have a great night, a great week, and a great 2019 next year. Thank you for watching. Have a great night.